In the headlines, 4 abducted students of Federal Government College Yauri regained freedom. Nigerian customs intercept 553 parcels of cannabis sativa in Seme. Katsina Emirates celebrates Eid al-Fitr with colorful cultural display and Durbar festival. And on the international scene, fighting in Sudan enters a second week as 72-hour Eid ceasefire ends. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. And we begin with security, where 2 years after the abduction of dozens of schoolgirls from Federal Government College Birnin Yauri in Kebbi State, 4 of the remaining 11 girls in captivity have regained their freedom. The 4 girls, Bilha Musa, Faiza Ahmed, Rama Abdullahi and Hafsa Murtala, were released by notorious bandit leader Dogo Gide on Friday evening. It took 6 days of negotiations in the forest before 4 of the girls were released, according to Salim Kaoje, who spoke with Daily Trust on Saturday morning. He said they had paid an undisclosed amount of money to secure the release of the 4 girls after they sold their properties and organized a fundraiser that saw many Nigerians assist the parents financially. In January, Salim Kaoje, leader of the parents, had confirmed that they were in talks with Dogo Gide after they sought intervention through the mother of the bandits. Bandits attacked FGC Birnin Yauri on June 17, 2021 and kidnapped dozens of students and teachers from the federal government-owned mixed boarding school. Abductors of the 85 persons at the Wanzame village in Safi local government area of Zamfara state are demanding additional 2 million naira ransom before they free the captives. A resident of Wanzame village told Trust TV that after payment of 3 million ransom to the abductors, they did not release the victims but asked the family to bring an additional 2 million naira as the condition to set the captives free. Locals disclosed that members of the troubled village are making concerted efforts to raise the additional 2 million naira ransom. According to the source, if members of the village are able to raise the money, it will bring the total amount of ransom paid to the abductors to 5 million naira. It is, however, said that one of the victims escaped from the terrorists recently and has been reunited with her family. Suspected bandits have killed 2 immigration officers in Takum local government area of Taraba state. The officers, who were attached to Usa local council checkpoint, have been identified as Inspectors Adike Austin and Uzo James. According to an immigration official who confirmed the event in Jalingo, they were ambushed while returning from their duty post. Their lifeless bodies and motorcycle were later found along the road. The Comptroller of the Nigeria Immigration Service, Taraba State Command, Khalid Usman Kwa, confirmed the incident in an interview with Trust TV.
They were working in a place called Lukwe on Nisam Taku Road. So they closed from duty as usual and were coming back to their base in Taku when they were ambushed and killed on the way. Both of them were riding on official motorcycle. The investigation is still ongoing, and we are working towards seeing that the perpetrators are tracked, arrested, and brought to book.
Authorities in charge of the Seme Command of the Nigeria Customs Service have confirmed the arrest of 4 persons with 10 million naira worth of cannabis sativa. They said the suspects were arrested at the wee hours of Friday at Gbatome, a village in Badagry area of Lagos. Investigation revealed that the illicit drugs were destined to be conveyed to Kaduna before it was intercepted. The area controller of the command, Dara Nadi, said officers intercepted a Ford bus with registration number EPE 622YC at Batrome Badagry, adding that after searching the bus, 7 large sacks containing 553 parcels of cannabis sativa, also known as Indian hemp, were recovered. According to him, 4 male occupants of the vehicle, comprising 2 civilians and 2 uniformed men conveying the contraband items, were arrested. He said the contraband narcotics valued at about 10 million naira and the means of conveyance were taken to the station at Seme. Kano State Governor Umar Ganduje has pardoned 43 inmates serving various jail terms across the state. Ganduje pardoned the inmates on Friday at Gordon Dut's a custodial facility to commemorate Eid al-Fitr festivities. Represented by his deputy, Nasir Yusuf Gawana, Ganduje said his administration has acquitted 4,013 inmates and settled fines and compensation for the inmates to the tune of 4,949,000 naira. Governor Ganduje tasked the pardoned prisoners to exhibit good character after being reintegrated into society. State Controller of the Correctional Service, Suleiman Muhammad Inua, said the gesture will assist in decongesting the facilities and ensure a peaceful atmosphere. Despite a latent threat of insecurity, the traditional Durbar held in Katsina State towns of Katsina and Daura. The intent of Durbar may be the same, allowing the royal fathers to interact with their subjects, but the celebration differs in some aspects in both towns. Abdullahi Yamadid did a yeoman job to capture the celebration in both towns. His report.
The Imam of Katsina, Abdulmumini Kabiru Usman, drove on a carriage back to his palace. His delighted subjects trooped to streets of the ancient city to catch a glimpse of the royal father. They offer prayers, share goodwill, shower him with praises, and belt out songs at the top of their voices. This is the joy of Salah. From one point to another, the Emir and his entourage inched towards Kangiwa Square, Kofar Soro, the venue for the Salah Doba. There are sights of celebrations galore. The Emir, the district heads, dressed in royal regalia, riding on horsebacks, arrived the venue on royal splendor to the admiration of spectators. Let me at this point appeal to all my subjects to face contemporary challenges with all seriousness. Be concerned about issues around you. The national head count is just around the corner. Cooperate with all the officials of National Population Commission to have an acceptable head count. In Daura, the Doba is no less colorful, with district heads and members of the royal court displaying their horsemanship and paying obeisances to the royal father. The Imam of Daura, Umar Farooq, charged his subjects to adhere strictly to lessons learned during the Ramadan fast, admonishing Muslims on tolerance, love, and helping the poor and needy in the society. Daura Emirate is known for its support to all national and sub-national issues. I urge you to replicate what happened during the just concluded elections. Don't forget, the National Population Commission is coming. Don't cut down trees. Be peaceful and tolerate one another. The colorful traditional Hawan Sallah in both Katsina and Daura, which tends to preserve the cultural values of Hausa Fulani, attracts people from within and outside the country. Many observers say this year's traditional Hawan Sallah is less attractive due to economic downturn coupled with it coinciding with Friday, which meant people had to rush to observe Jumat prayers. Abdullahi Ismail Ahmadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Kefi residents have urged the re-elected governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Saleh, not to disappoint them in his second term in office after giving him their mandate. The appeal is a reflection of the state government's failure to pay salaries ahead of this year's Eid al-Fitr celebration. The residents, although grateful to Allah over Ramadan period, lamented that this year's Salah celebration has been hampered by financial challenges and disappointment. Gaza Yakubu, who was in Kefi to monitor the celebration, tells us more.
Salah in Kefi has always been colorful, but residents lament that this year's celebration has come with some economical challenges. The non-payment of salaries before the celebration has dimmed the light.
We did all we can to see that Governor A.A. Sule maintain his position. But to our greatest surprise, he failed to pay our parents' salary in order to make this celebration very, very impressive. It is from the salary he pays that we enjoy the Salah celebration. Now we don't enjoy it. We don't even have chicken at home as a result of non-salary payment.
A visit to the family of Adamu Tanimu in Kefi to see how they celebrate tells a sad tale. The cost of food items in the market this year has, according to the women, affected their kitchen preparation.
Last
year's Salah celebration was different. I can't afford meat this year. I'm only able to make fried snack. The cost of flour in the market was cheaper compared to what it is sold now. The money which was meant to buy meat was used to get flour.
The head of the family, a driver by occupation, seems not to have enough money to take care of his family. The cost of diesel amidst other transportation challenges have kept his celebration low-key. And his women, who have some savings, seem to have taken charge. A resident said they are just on the street to commemorate the day, but hunger waits back at home.
We,
the civil servants, are finding it difficult. We are not paid salary because they said the month has not ended. We used to be paid earlier, but since the governor was re-elected, we have some challenges.
We
were deceived that we'll be paid this month early but not paid. We don't have the money for celebration. This will be the fourth Salah celebration after the just concluded governorship election in Kefi, with Abdullahi Saleh emerging as the governor. The residents of Kefi are hopeful that he will continue with his track records of paying up monthly salary regularly and on time. They fervently hope that what they are experiencing this Salah is not an ominous sign of what is to come. Gaza Yakubu, Trust TV News, Kefi.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break, we take a look at travel experiences after Ramadan. Stay with us.
Good morning, Nigeria. Year after year, they have informed, educated, and entertained us. When you needed information, knowledge, or an escape.
From generation to generation, the Nigerian broadcasting industry has worked tirelessly to serve you.
And now, this service will finally be recognized.
Come May 17th this year, broadcasters all over Nigeria will gather at a hotel and suites for the maiden edition of the Nigerian Broadcasting Awards, an award ceremony set to reward hard work and excellence in the broadcast media. Voting starts on 20th April and ends on 4th May 2023. Visit www.tnbawards.ng to vote now. They've served and they're still serving. It's time we say thank you. This award is organized by the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, Bonn.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us on Trust News Update. Here's a recap of our top stories. We told you that 4 abducted students of Federal Government College Yauri regained their freedom. You also heard that Nigerian Customs intercepts 553 parcels of cannabis sativa in Seme. Moving to more stories, as the countdown to May 29, 2023 nears its end, President Muhammadu Buhari has said his farewells to the FCT community and is thanking Nigerians for tolerating him for the past 8 years. The president spoke on Friday when he received members of the community and members of his cabinet who came to pay him Salah homage. He said he considered himself lucky to have served Nigeria in different capacities, but attributed his coming to become a democratically elected president to sheer doggedness. Kehinde Amodu reports.
This is the last Salah homage Muhammadu Buhari will receive as president of Nigeria, but he does not seem consumed by regret. Rather, he's not hiding the fact that he's eager to leave office. The visit by members of the FCT community is an opportunity to say goodbye, and the president makes no bones about it that he hopes to go into quiet retirement in his hometown, Daura.
As I said, I'm looking forward to returning to my town as far away as possible from Abuja, so that the incoming government will have the time and the space, to take decisions without necessarily having any input from me. I have my 8 years, and I think I have enough.
The president's visitors point to 2 of his glaring achievements: tackling insecurity, which is still a work in progress, and the development of infrastructure across the country. As the sun sets on his second term in office, plans are also underway for a smooth transition and handover to the incoming administration of the president-elect.
Nigerians have appreciated the system and they are going to defend it. And the best way they defend it is by voting. They are voting people, they think they will serve them.
So nothing will stop the handover?
No. God willing, nothing will stop it.
The Presidential Transition Council is in place. We've been working assiduously in the last 2 months to ensure that every process is put in place to ensure a smooth and seamless transition, a peaceful one, to the incoming government.
There's barely 1 month left in the life of the Buhari administration. The president, it seems, has made peace with the fact that he will soon step down. There is nothing left to prove, and he is going home fulfilled, grateful to Nigerians that he served as President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. From State House, Abuja, Kehinde Amodu, Trust TV News.
The end of Ramadan is celebrated with a 2-day national holiday in Nigeria known as Eid al-Fitr. Elaborate festivities are held across the country, which means people travel to go see their loved ones. In this report, Noel Sampson speaks with travelers, drivers, and the leadership of the National Union of Road Transport Workers at the nation's capital on their experiences during Salah. The report.
Holiday traditions are an important part of building a strong bond between families and communities. They give a sense of belonging and a way to express what is important to people. They also connect to history and help celebrate generations of family. Hence, people take advantage of them whenever the opportunity comes. The Salah celebration is one of those periods that affords many the opportunity to travel and unite with loved ones. It is usually a bucket full of experience, as reviewed by travelers and other transport stakeholders who spoke of the increase in fares and other issues around the sector.
The exchange of the money is still affecting the passengers. The situation is very, very tense, but the way things are going, and we are praying for change by the grace of God. The fuel is very easy to get. It's not like before when people will go and struggle and queue for fuel. So we now look at it the way things are now. Let us see what we can do so at least to contribute our own part to assist our promoters, our customers. So the fares is normal as it is before.
Last year it is about 4,045. That is what we have paid last year. But this year it is about 7,000 naira only.
From here to
Katsina.
Yes, because there is no money. One, and secondly is the situation of the movement. Especially in Nigeria, we don't have roads. It's only 1,000 naira. It's only 1,000 because some people they are coming from each angle in Nigeria to come to Abuja without passenger. Just they use your own money to buy fuel to start coming empty.
You know, say some life, you know, some we go get easy, some do not go get easy. How do you want to do your manage to be? So, but our prayer, alhamdulillah.
Like the past, whereby there is car, there is no fuel. But now there is fuel. You understand? But I know the price is high. It's not everybody. But a lot of them who travel, they say yes, the road is good. The price of transportation
to that of
last year is not easy. Because for you to go to Lagos now, they will tell you 25,000 naira, which is not easy. Because I could remember during December, a friend of mine traveled to Lagos with 40,000 naira. You understand? So at least we can say alhamdulillah.
It's now pricey, more pricey. Last year we were paying like 1,500 and now we pay 3,350 to get to Lokoja.
Ramadan is the most significant month in the Islamic calendar, and traveling is usually part of the celebration as faithful take time to strengthen family bonds. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The federal government has expressed frustration over its inability to evacuate Nigerians in Sudan as the deadly crisis continues to plague the North African nation. The chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Arewa, disclosed on Friday on Twitter that efforts had been put in place by the National Emergency Management Agency and the Nigerian mission in Sudan. She, however, noted that the authorities were experiencing challenges, particularly with regards to airlifting Nigerian nationals out of the troubled country. The NIDCOM boss added that humanitarian groups are making efforts to distribute food, water, and medicals, while all efforts were being put in place to hopefully get the warring parties to cease fire. Now away from Nigeria and still in Sudan, fighting in Sudan's capital entered a second week on Saturday as crackling gunfire shattered a temporary truce, the latest battles between forces of rival generals that have already left hundreds dead and thousands wounded. Overnight, the heavy explosions that had previously rocked the city in recent days had subsided, but on Saturday morning, bursts of gunfire resumed. Violence broke out on April 15 between forces loyal to Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and his deputy turned rival Mohammed Hamdan Daglo, who commands the powerful paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. The former ally seized power in a 2021 coup but later fell out in a bitter power struggle. The army announced Friday that it had agreed to a ceasefire for 3 days for the Eid al-Fitr holiday that marks the end of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, which UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken had called for a day earlier. In sports, reigning Nigeria Premier Football League champions Rivers United will face Tanzania's Young Africans in their first ever CAF Confederation Cup quarter-final fixture on Sunday. The first leg tie is slated for the magnificent Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. The Stanley Eguma side is looking to become the first Nigerian club to lift Africa's second-tier club competition. Rivers United have failed to record a win just once in 4 home games in the CAF Confederation Cup this season. A comfortable win in this tie will make the reverse fixture next week at the Benjamin Nkapa Stadium, Dar es Salaam, a mere formality. And finally, on a sad note, member-elect of Jalingo Yoro Zing constituency in Taraba State, Ismaila Isha Umehanchi, is dead. His death occurred in the early hours of Saturday in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Confirming the report, The spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party, Ande Tarang Irame, said shortly after the election, the member-elect fell sick and has been receiving medical treatment in Abuja. Describing his death as a rude shock to his party, he said the deceased will be missed not only by the party, but the people of the state at large. The member-elect who contested the National Assembly election on the platform of the PDP defeated his opponents from the All Progressives Congress, the New Nigerian People's Party, and the Social Democratic Party by a landslide. And with that, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.